Hi guys, I hope I'm audible and visible to you guys. Can you just give me a quick yes in the comments if you can see and hear me? Okay, that's awesome. Great. So we start in about 3 odd minutes. Today we're going to do have the corporate law quiz. The first quiz that we had was blockchain law. Today we're doing corporate law, and the next quiz is going to be on cyber law. And of course, if there are other areas of law that you are interested in and we should, kind of have quizzes on them, why don't you let me know in the comments? And for joining, what you can do is in another browser tab, just open this link which you can see on your screen. Right? I'll paste it also. It's ahaslides.com slash S9WQ6. I'm putting it in the chat also, so you can just click on it. So in this YouTube video, you'll be able to hear and see me. And in that other tab that you open, the actual quiz will run, and that's where you will be entering in your answers, just in case you were not there in the first quiz. So data privacy law, okay, that's an interesting one. Sure. What else? Any other suggestions for? Although in India we don't really have a specific data privacy law, it's covered under the Information Technology Act, which is something we're going to do next under cyber law anyway. Other than that, do you have anything in mind? What kind of quizzes you guys would be interested in? We'll start off in about a couple of minutes. So in the meanwhile, those of you who are already on the screen, all you need to do is go in another browser tab, open up ahaslides.com slash S9QW6. There's also a QR code. If you want, you can scan that, or I put it in the comments as a link. You can just click on that. We'll be starting off very soon. Okay, it's dot 2:30, so I guess we can start off very soon. So now on your screen, I guess you should be able to see a way in which you can enter your name. I'll give you guys some time. Just make sure that the name you're entering here is your real name, because if you win the prize, then we'll need your UPI ID. So that should match this particular name. So we'll start off very, very soon in a few seconds. So just quickly make sure you've entered your correct names. And some of you don't want to participate, you just want to watch, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do anything, you can just watch. Although it'll be great if all of you participate. Okay, so I hope all of you have entered your names, and we're going to start off the quiz now. So question 1 coming up on your screens. Who hears and disposes appeals against orders passed by the Competition Commission of India? And your options are Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, National Anti-Profiteering Authority, or National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. It's a fairly simple question. It's question one, so I've kept it simple. I hope all of you get it right. So out of these three options, you need to choose one and click submit. And after every question, we will be showing you the leaderboard, like who's leading. But don't worry, all that matters is who's leading right at the end of the quiz. So you got 3 seconds to go. I hope all of you have entered in your answers. Amazing. So majority of you got that right, and the correct answer is the sorry, is the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, NCLAT, and I'm very happy that a majority of you got that right. Let's go on to the next. But before that, let's first have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, so we've got Prince Patel leading at 89 points, Rajesh next at 87, Trupti 86, Anokhi is at 85, and Saili is at 82. So, one thing you've got to remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. But of course, if you answer it wrong, then you get zero for that. So make sure you know the right answer and then enter as quickly as possible. And of course, what matters is who's leading right at the end. So let's go on to the second question. So question 2 coming up on your screen, whose main function is to ensure that the registered suppliers under GST law are not profiteering by charging higher prices from recipients in the name of GST. You know that some restaurants and certain other kind of fraudulent companies, they charge extra money in the name of GST and they don't actually pay that. So who is responsible to ensure that this is not happening? Is it the Competition Commission of India? Is it the GST Tribunal? Or is it the National Anti-Profiteering Authority? Little tough, but then things are going to get a little tougher as we move on. We've got about 5 seconds to go. I hope all of you get the answer right. And now the correct answer is going to open up on your screen. And it is the National Anti-Profiteering Authority. So it's okay. A minority got that right. But anyway, questions are getting a little tougher. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, so we see now suddenly Trupti has taken the lead at 165. Soham is next. Then Shalini, Pratik, and Dhruv. Awesome. This is going to keep changing till the last question. So don't give up if you're not in the top 5. Let's go on to the next one. Question number 3. Which of these outlines the terms for one corporation to acquire the shares of another corporation or company? Is it asset purchase agreement, merger agreement, or stock purchase agreement? Fairly simple. So you have about 25 seconds to go. Which of these outlines the terms for one company to acquire the shares of another company? Asset purchase agreement, merger agreement, or stock purchase agreement? If you don't know the answer, just take a guess. And the guess should be fairly easy. And you've got 3 seconds to go. And let's have a look at, oh, unfortunately, minority again got that right. But yeah, the answer is stock purchase agreement. So if you realize the term shares and stocks is synonymous, so you could have kind of guessed that if it's shares, it would be the stock purchase agreement. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, complete change here. So we've got Pratik at number 1, followed by Fenil, Rajesh, Rahul, and Trupti. I hope you guys are enjoying the questions so far. Quickly give me a nice emoji if you guys are enjoying the questions. Give me any of the thumbs up emojis or heart emoji or any emoji you feel like. And then I'm going to go on to the next question. Okay, that's going to be question 4. Awesome. Question 4 coming up on your screens. What is the primary goal of a due diligence process in mergers and acquisition transactions? Is it to determine the purchase price, identify risks and opportunities, or to obtain regulatory approvals? So what is the primary goal of a due diligence process in mergers and acquisitions? Fairly simple. So as you know, mergers and acquisitions is one of the most important areas of corporate law, and in fact, that's where lawyers make the most money also. And one of the most common things that lawyers have to do is due diligence, right? So what does it really mean? What's the purpose or the primary goal of a due diligence? 3 seconds to go. And I'm very happy a majority of you got that right. So yes, the correct answer is identifying risks and opportunities. So due diligence is a comprehensive review of a target company to identify potential risks, opportunities, and other important information before finalizing the transaction. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Not much of a change. We have Pratik leading at 327, Fenil at 264, Rahul at 261, Rajesh at 260, and Trupti at 238. Let's go on to the next question. That's question 5. So we are nearing the halfway mark. Which of these protects a party from liability for specific losses or damages that may arise in connection with a corporate transaction? Is it earn out agreement, escrow agreement, or indemnification agreement? So again, as lawyers, you're called upon to draft these kinds of agreements. And again, you remember, it's basically when you draft such kind of contracts that you make a lot of money also. So it's important for you to understand and know what are the different kinds of agreements and which applies in which scenario. It's got about 10 seconds to go. Is it earn out agreement, escrow agreement, or indemnification agreement? You could kind of be able to guess it from the name itself. And I'm happy a majority of you again got that right. It is the indemnification agreement. Awesome. You guys are doing really well. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, there's been a change. We have Fenil now leading, followed by Rahul, Rajesh, Pratik, and Himanshu. Awesome. Let's go on to the next question. We've crossed the halfway mark. Coming up, question 6. Which of these specifies the terms for additional payments to a seller based on the future performance of the acquired business or assets? Again, 3 agreements: earnout, escrow, and transition services agreement. So, which do you think is the right one? So, obviously, you just saw one of the agreements earlier, so you'll kind of be able to guess which one it isn't. Simple question. It specifies the terms for additional payments to be made based on future performance. So, what do you think it is? Just guess, even based on the name, if you don't know what it is. Got 5 seconds to go. And let's have a look at it. Okay, and we see that a majority got that right. That's amazing. It is the earnout agreement. So, you know, escrows are a completely different concept. And then there was a guess between earnout and transition services. But because we are talking about some kind of additional payment, so that's like earning, so earnout kind of you could have guessed. Now, a lot of you may wonder, why am I asking you so many questions about contracts? Because I want you to understand, when we talk corporate law, now usually maybe if you're law students, you're going to think corporate law is all about just the Companies Act or just a few acts. No, because that's not where you make most of the money in corporate law. It's going to be handling mergers and acquisitions and such kind of corporate actions, and a lot of contracts are created in that, which is the reason I have a few questions on that for you. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, we've got an upset here. So we've got now Rahul leading, followed by Rajesh, Soham, Trupti, and Fenil. Let's go on to the next question. Question number 7. Which of these is responsible for detecting and prosecuting white collar crimes? Is it the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the National Financial Reporting Authority, or the Serious Fraud Investigation Office? Shouldn't be too difficult. I hope you've heard of the correct answer before. So, which of these is responsible for detecting and prosecuting white collar crimes and frauds? You know, all those corporate related crimes and frauds that happen, they're usually very large in figures. So, is it the ICAI, that's the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India? Is it NFRA, which is the National Financial Reporting Authority? Or is it SFIO, Serious Fraud Investigation Office? Let's see if all of you got it right. Okay, a majority did get it right. That's awesome. It is the Serious Fraud Investigation office. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, slight change here. We have Rahul leading, followed by Rajesh, followed by Soham, followed by Aman, and followed by Pratik. Great. Let's go on to the next one. Question 8. So we're nearing the end. So if you're not in the top 5, come on, this is the time. Which of these is a unique regulator because it regulates a profession as well as processes? Is it the Advertising Standards Council of India, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, or National Association of Software and Service Companies? That's NASSCOM. So is it ASCI, IBBI, or NASSCOM? This should be fairly easy for you guys to get. So we got about 15 seconds to go. Advertising Standards Council, Insolvency Bankruptcy Board, or NASSCOM? Which do you think is the correct answer? You've got 5 seconds to go. I hope a majority get that right again. Okay, and it's amazing. You guys, a majority got that right. It is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. So this board has regulatory oversight over insolvency professional agencies, professional entities, and information utilities. And it also writes and enforces rules for processes, that is, corporate insolvency resolution, corporate liquidation, individual insolvency resolution, and bankruptcy. So if you guys want to work in corporate law, this is one of the very important areas that you could work in. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, so we have Rahul leading at 627, Rajesh at 617, so they're pretty close. And then you have Soham at 455, Fenil at 449, and Shalini at 432. Awesome. Second last question. Under the Competition Act, a high value merger of enterprises is called, and it's a super simple question: acquisition, amalgamation, or combination? I shouldn't have put such a simple question at number 9, but why not? So this should be very easy for you guys to get. It's got 20 seconds to go. Under the Competition Act, what is the name for a high value merger of enterprises? Is it called an acquisition, an amalgamation, or a combination? 5 seconds to go. Come on, I want to see a lot more happy emojis on the screen. Okay, unfortunately, very few of you got it right, and the answer is a combination. So, as per Section 5 of the Competition Act, acquisition of one or more enterprises or a merger or amalgamation of enterprises which exceeds a threshold level prescribed under the Act is called a combination. And now, let's have a look at the leaderboard. Oh, not much change. So we have Rahul leading at 627, Rajesh at 617, Soham at 546, Trupti at 469, Himanshu at 464. And now we're going to come to the absolute final last question. Whose mission is to ensure that the use of ionizing radiation and nuclear energy in India does not cause undue risk to the health of people and the environment? I'm sure most of you have not heard of the name of this regulator, but then it's question 10, so I thought I'd go with something very different. Is it the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, or Nuclear Energy Regulatory Board? So if you don't know, yes, I can see a lot of surprised looking emojis. If you don't know the answer, just take a wild guess. But if you look at the question and you look at the 3 options, you can probably guess. But yes, it's a little tough. It's the last question. And let's see how many of you get that right. Okay, and that's amazing. So a majority of you did get it right. It is the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. And now let's have a look at the final leaderboard. Awesome. So we have Rahul Joshi who wins at 713, Rajesh Salvi who comes second at 707, and Soham Salgar who comes third at 633. And of course, we have close by Trupti and Himanshu Verma. but the first three will get the prizes. So the three of you will of course announce this on the group also, and then you can send us your UPI ID and you will get your prize. The next quiz that we are going to do is going to be on cyber law, and we'll be posting the practice questions on the existing WhatsApp group that you guys are already a part of. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again for the next quiz. And do let us know in a comment which other law areas you'd like us to organize quizzes on. Okay, bye bye.